One family in KwaZulu-Natal has laid to rest 2 of its members who died in the floods in the province. The relatives were hit by falling debris when their house in Umkambantini municipality collapsed. eNCA reporter Lindokuhle Xulu is there. He attended the funeral earlier. Let's cross to him now just to get the latest. Kabashe, good afternoon. A very sad occasion indeed, bidding farewell to their loved ones under these circumstances.
That's right, Praten. It was quite a somber occasion there at the house of Ugamswane. Basically, they were burying 2 of their loved ones. One, it's a 56-year-old, that is Umama Uzanele Doreen Msane, as well as a 30-year-old daughter, that is Uhlengiwe Msane. So both of them were being buried today side by side. When we arrived at the house, there was the digging of the graves, both on one end and the other on the other hand, and it just signifies just the pain that this family is going through. But this is a picture that we understand basically projects what's been happening in the province as far as those that have lost their loved ones are concerned. There are some of the families that have lost multiple members. I mean, reports of people losing even 4 or 5 family members at a go. But today we were at one of those funerals when it was just one of the people. Now, Praten was standing here just to give you a view of what might have happened there according to family members. And we just wanted to first give you a picture of the terrain here. You are seeing that most of the houses around this particular municipality are built in mountainous areas, mountainous terrain, and that is what, according to the family, was the cause of this particular collapse. You're seeing those 2 houses that my colleague Brakoman is showing you, but I can tell you that what exactly happened, according to the family, is that from the hilltop there was a collapse of the mountain above them that essentially just mudslided on top of their houses, and that is what has happened. As far as we've been shown, the pictures show you that the devastation there is no house in that place. You couldn't even tell that there's a house if there wasn't one corner of the house that still remains standing. So that's exactly what had happened, and they are recalling some of the things they are told by those who had survived, saying that when it was time to actually wake up, when they were hearing the rumbling, that Umamu Doreen, the 56-year-old, was a very religious person. At that time when it was happening, she essentially woke up and said that it's time for them to pray. So that is what had happened. We understand that one of them was a teenage boy who was still awake and did manage to hear the cries outside to say that something like that has happened and managed to escape that. But unfortunately for this family, they were not able to escape, all of them, and that is why today we are speaking about 2 people that had been buried today side by side. It's a mother and a daughter, Praten, and we speak about the figures, close to 500 people in the province that have since passed away, close to 60 people, over 60 that are still missing. So the death toll is quite high, and potentially it could go even higher. But at the end of the day, while we speak about these figures, one thing that is important is to note that these are individuals that were loved in their communities, loved in their families, and that is exactly what we've been hearing throughout the day, as many of the people in the service who attended were just testifying about the type of people they were, testifying about the good deeds they did, testifying about what they would miss about them. So essentially it all comes down to the life lost that can never be replaced, no matter what the interventions are from government. But today we've witnessed one of the first we expect of such events where families will be laying their loved ones, at least those that are found, to rest. And one of these was the family of the Mswanes today that was able to just get closer in terms of that closure that's much needed after such devastating events took place in KwaZulu-Natal.
Now, Lindokuhle, just to update you, the Minister of Police a short while ago at the briefing of the security cluster ministers in Pretoria revised the death toll down to 435. If you recall, everybody has been reporting 448, but the minister saying the other 13 people have died of other causes, and including 4 of them are believed to have been murdered. So the official KwaZulu-Natal flood death toll, as we speak to you, Lindokuhle, is now 435. Of course, you're correct. There is still that fear, that concern, that worry that the missing people might not be found alive, so that 435 might still go up. Finally, Lindo, we've had councillors and government officials visiting many of those families in and around eThekwini and where you are earlier, promising to support them for burying their loved ones. Was this family supported from what you know, or did they do this funeral by themselves and help is still on the way?
Although we don't know the extent of the support they've received, we are aware, and they have admitted to us that government has helped them somewhat with some of the arrangements. They are talking about the fact that they've been there from the beginning, when this happened, and that they were able to see government officials regularly. And in fact, I can tell you that the councillor of Ward 1, where this incident took place, as well as the deputy mayor of this particular municipality, were both present here. And what they were telling us was that contrary to what is being said by other communities that are far-flung from the center, that is the Durban city, they have been able to access relief, they have been able to access some help from the departments like social development, departments like home affairs, trying to make sure that those documents that are needed to actually process some of the policies are processed fast. So those are some of the things that we understand have been able to be brought to this particular family and 5 other families, because we are told that in this particular municipality there are close to 5 families in different wards that have been affected in terms of the death toll. There are loved ones that have passed away, around 5 in this particular municipality, but obviously the people that are affected, we understand that over 500 families are affected in terms of the infrastructure damage to their homes. But we are told that authorities have been on the ground, they have been able to bring about that much needed relief that families are looking for, and that is why we saw that the Mswane family was able, in fact, to just go closer into that moment of closure as they buried 2 of their loved ones that initially were missing. But then I should say this, they were missing, they were buried under a rubble, but together with the community they were able to recover their bodies, unlike what we've heard in other places. And they're saying that they were helped here by the municipality. And in fact, today, one of the things that tells you about this situation was that when we spoke to the family, they told us that the coffins, when they arrive in the yard, they are not going to spend a lot of time in terms of performing some of the rituals. The church service was held before those coffins got into the area, because why? They told us that the bodies had already decomposed by the time they found them. So the state in which they were in, because of the fact that they were buried under heaps and heaps of sand, that is why that process was fastened and was done in the manner in which it was done. So the help from the municipality is something that the family has acknowledged and said that they were able to access some of the necessary help that they needed to get to this point of burying their loved ones.
Lindokuhle Xulu, thank you very much for that comprehensive update.